You got your Disney College Program interview coming up. You're starting to get a little nervous, and that's why you clicked on this video because you would like some guidance to help pass your interview. As someone who has done the interview twice and passed both times, you come to the right place. So let's prepare you for your interview. But first, I'm Jordan, and I've done the Disney College Program spring 2018 and fall 2020. Well, I would have done it if we didn't have that little worldwide cough happening.
The plane. No. Yeah.
Just like you, I was really nervous about my interview because I desperately wanted to be in the Disney College Program. And with that, I did exactly what you're doing right now. You are probably going from video to video to video, trying to collect all the information you need to be able to succeed in your interview. This video is going to reinforce what you've probably already heard. And trust me, someone who's passed it twice, these tips work. Let's get you started with preparing for the call. Make sure that you do your interview in a quiet room. If you have multiple roommates like I did in college, go find a quiet study room or even book a quiet room in the library. I really liked my study room because it was big enough for me to pace back and forth. And trust me, during the interview, if you're just sitting still like this, I don't know. It was hard for me, but if it's not for you, kudos for you.
And voila, snaps for Grace.
Next, you need to know what the Disney recruiters are actually looking for during your interview. The main thing is excellent customer service. The Disney parks rely on good customer service. Like, that is what the Disney parks are known for, that excellent top tier customer service. You need to show that in your interview. First, when that phone rings, you're going to want to answer it with a smile and say something like this. Good morning, this is Jordan. Who am I speaking with? Right away, that introduction tells the recruiter that you are a joyful person. Otherwise, don't sound like grumpy if you're not going to be auditioning for him. I touched on this just a second ago, but really do smile while you are doing your interview. I know it sounds cheesy. Trust me, your smile, it's going to brighten up your tone. This is how the recruiters are going to find out how well you interact with guests. Again, nice smile. Throughout the interview, naturally say your interviewer's name. They're looking for someone who's going to give that magical touch, and by remembering their name, you're already one step ahead of the game. So that's the core essence of presenting yourself and giving that excellent customer service. I recommend practicing with a friend, because if you're not used to just smiling on the phone or even picking up the phone and saying, good morning, this is my name, blah, 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 who am I speaking with? It's going to feel unnatural, and you want to be feeling more natural as possible in this phone call. Now let's talk about the questions you're going to be asked. So right off the bat, they're going to be asking you, so tell me about yourself. This is not the time to share your whole life story.
So we moved to LA. My father gets a job at the Palm Restaurant. My Uncle Junior works there, who is a Jehovah's Witness, believe it or not. He went from Catholic to Jehovah.
All you need to do is explain in 2 to 3 sentences what you're going to school for, why you're interested in this program, and maybe something along the lines of why you really like Disney. So when I was interviewing, I said something like, when I was growing up, I lived right next to Disneyland, so I was going to the parks all the time, and I just loved all the Disney movies. And that is what got me to major in screenwriting, because I want to write movies for Disney. And therefore, that's why I'm applying for this program, because I just love the parks. I love Disney all around. If you are not necessarily pursuing Disney, but if you enjoyed the reputation and the parks, you could just be honest with them and let them know that. A few other questions they're going to ask is, tell me a time when you were faced with a challenge at work and overcame it. Or tell me a time when you had a difficult moment with a customer and how did you handle that? Tell me what your strength is. Or tell me what your weakness is. With these questions, you're going to want to prepare in advance and think about those specific moments. These are pretty basic interview questions, so if you Google what are basic interview questions, you can get a good list and then just start writing out those specific examples so you're prepared when you are asked those. And if you've never had a job before, that is okay. The Disney College Program is awesome because they do hire a lot of people who've never had a job before. When you are asked those questions, you can just talk about, I was a president of this club, I had to deal with this person, and it was challenging. Whatever question that they ask you and you don't have a job, you can use your schooling and your sports or whatever you've done as examples, because what the recruiters are looking for is your work ethic and how you respond to challenges and maybe interacting with difficult people. You can also expect the recruiter asking questions about specific jobs that they might place you in. Now, I can't promise this, but you can kind of guess which way the recruiter is leaning to with the job they're probably going to place you in. With my first interview, I got a lot of questions about food and beverage, especially with my history with a lot more food and beverage jobs. And well, I got quick service food and beverages. With my second interview, because I didn't request food and beverages, I got asked a lot about my swimming capabilities, have I ever lifeguarded, if I've ever driven a boat, and then I got placed at the marina at the Grand Floridian Resort. But sadly, I didn't do it because of COVID.
Years of academy training wasted.
If they start asking you quite a few questions about somewhere where you don't have a lot of experience, that is okay. They kept asking me about lifeguarding. I've never lifeguarded before. And let's be honest, how many of y'all have actually operated a roller coaster before? Probably not many. And some of you are going to get placed in attractions. Lastly, the recruiter is going to ask you, do you have any questions? And your answer is always yes. This is basic interview 101 tip right here. You always need to have at least a question to ask the recruiter. Jot a few questions that you have on a notepad so you're ready to read them off. And I suggest writing a few just in case the recruiter has already answered those questions throughout the interview. So some of the questions you can ask for is, what should I expect moving forward? I heard you can extend the program. What does that look like? I have a wedding happening during my program. What does that look like for me getting the time off? And as you're hanging up, again, remember this is all about customer service. Say something like, thank you so much for taking your time to talk with me today, Nancy. I hope you have a wonderful day. And that's it. So you should probably expect your interview to be about 30 minutes. My biggest advice for you is just be yourself. If you're anything like me, these interviews are so nerve-wracking. I totally get it. I am still like that in interviews today, where I just get a little bit nervous because I really want that position. And for you, you really want to be in the Disney College Program. The best way for you to be you during your interview is really plan ahead. If you're able to prepare well, write all those specific stories, get your questions ready, do a few practice rounds, it's going to ease that phone interview. I am rooting for you. I really hope you do a phenomenal job during your interview. If you have any questions about the interview, write it in the comments section. I would love to answer those for you. And please, when you get accepted, let me know right in the comments section where you got located. If you're wanting to know what the program is like, I have a video right here that you can click on or in the description below. I went through and talked about my story at the program, and even though I wrote a 9-page complaint about my supervisor, I still had a wonderful time there. Check it out because it is an insane story. And a reminder to subscribe to the channel because I talk about the parks, Disney College Program, the movies. I do funny little skits in my shorts. You're not going to want to miss out. I do polls sometimes. Until next time, I wish you all the luck with your interview.